Hi, I'm Nicole Marcelino with Phone Ninjas, and today I'm here in beautiful Michigan where we're going to be meeting with Mike Speigl, and he is an owner of both Toyota of Ann Arbor and also Subaru of Ann Arbor, and he has been a proud Phone Ninjas customer since 2007. So let's go take a look and see why he loves this program so much. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today. You are no stranger to the car industry. You have spent quite a bit of time learning everything.
This is my 20th year in the business, almost to the date actually. A couple weeks ago was my 20-year anniversary. And this is actually where I got started in the car business. I'm back in Ann Arbor and graduated from the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor in 2003 and got started in the car business a couple weeks after graduation.
Why the car business?
At the time I didn't know, but the car business is super competitive. It's a fun industry with a lot of great personalities. So I love all those things and it's been great.
So you spent quite a bit of time in Florida. What were you doing down there? And is that where you were first introduced to Phone Ninjas?
Yeah, actually I started in Florida in 2004. I worked for a great organization in the Bradenton area. And in 2007, we started using Phone Ninjas at that organization.
Okay.
And I've been with Phone Ninjas ever since. I was in Florida for 18 years.
Okay.
I just moved back to Michigan about a year and a half ago.
When you first started utilizing Phone Ninjas, what were your first impressions of the program?
Back then, I loved the same things about Phone Ninjas as I do today. There are a lot of phone training companies out there, and most of them utilize either a role-playing or a mystery shopping. And Phone Ninjas does an awesome job of using real live customers with real live scripts, and we train on real customers. So nobody ever feels like they're being mystery shopped. We don't have to take time out of our day, which our BDC agents are super busy, to have to do role playing or training on the side. They're training every day. Every time the phone rings, they're training, and that's a coaching opportunity.
So let's talk about the stores that you own, because you own how many right now?
I own Toyota of Ann Arbor and Subaru of Ann Arbor.
And I love the story with how this all came about. It was kind of an opportunity that you just couldn't pass up, right?
Yeah, it was. So I was working in the Florida market. We had sold our company, or we had sold our previous dealerships to a publicly traded company and was working for them still in Florida. And this was just an opportunity to get back home. My family all lives in Michigan. My brother, sister, mom, dad, everybody. And it was in the college town that I went to school in. I graduated from Ann Arbor 20 years ago, and so an opportunity to move back to Ann Arbor. And it's a great community, great college town, great car town.
I've never been here, and I have to say, with the exception of the gloomy weather, I'm liking it so far. Now, going back to the Phone Ninjas, when it comes to the high standards, how do you hold your team accountable?
Yeah, so luckily it always starts with the people, and we have a lot of people who are very competitive as well.
Yeah.
Phone Ninjas does a great job of not only ranking your associates, but ranking your dealerships by other dealerships. We just get a lot of excitement and enjoyment out of trying to climb the rankings every week, every month, every year. And so we're always tracking where we're at and how we're doing, and our folks take that as a challenge. And so utilizing the scores and the rankings has really helped us.
It's funny, when you think about people in the car industry, you're right, that competitive nature is there. So when you are telling your team, like, okay, we're at this level, but we want to get here, do you have any special incentives for them? Or is it more just, I want to be number one?
Well, it comes down to recognition and incentives.
Yeah.
So we do have incentives in pay plans that are driven off of our Phone Ninja scores. But I would say also the recognition that they get. We're constantly posting, printing off great scores or re-emailing out great scores with personal notes and things like that. Just recognizing and rewarding our associates for doing a great job.
Now, every now and then we will speak with another dealer owner and they'll say, you know what, we tried the Phone Ninjas program, but after say a month or so, I just don't know. I don't know that it's working for us. What would you say for those people who maybe haven't given it enough time?
Yeah, I've implemented Phone Ninjas in probably close to 10 dealerships over the last 15 years. And it absolutely takes 60, 90, 120 days to become a part of your culture.
Sure.
Because people want to resist change. And I'd say that's with any implementation of any software. We have had the good fortune of sticking to it in all of our previous dealerships, and we've always been able to accomplish very similar results.
When you bought the 2 stores here in Ann Arbor, is it true that they were in the bottom 2/3 of the dealership scoring for Phone Ninjas?
Yeah, and honestly, even for the first 90 days, maybe even 120 days while we were here, we consistently ranked poorly. And it was
Really?
getting that adoption.
So you
and
had
training.
every right to be like, okay, I don't know, maybe it's worked on the other dealerships that I've worked with, but I can only imagine you're probably like, okay, I got to figure out a way how to get it to the top, right?
Yeah, for sure. And what I would say to that is we trust the process. Done this a few times in the past, and every time it takes a little bit of time. It takes time to get buy-in from our associates. And we knew that if we stuck with the process, it would happen. And the Phone Ninjas team never gave up on us.
Right.
We probably had some frustrating moments for them where we weren't performing the way that our stores had in the past. And so for them to stick with our new stores and to get them up and going, continue to train, continue to coach, the results proved in the end. We turned it around, and now we're consistently in the top 5 to 10.
I was going to say, I'm reading here that you are in the top 1 and 2 spots right now.
Well, that probably is. We fluctuate right in there.
Okay.
We're always near the top or at the top. And it's a testament to the coaches, a testament to our team. Our team wants to be number 1. It's important to them. And they work hard to make sure we maintain those results.
In terms of the amount of time that you've been a Phone Ninjas customer, how long again has it been for you guys?
I think this is year 16.
16, wow. And again, you kind of mentioned this earlier, there are other programs that are out there, but there's something unique about the Phone Ninjas program, isn't there?
Yeah, I think the Phone Ninjas program benefits our associates more than any other, and for 2 reasons. One, they coach, but they coach on our associates' time. So the feedback that they give is on real live customers that can be reviewed at any moment for our associates when they're available. I think the other thing that we really like about the Phone Ninjas concept and style is they're using live calls and coaching on real live calls with real live customers, because it's really tough to simulate what a customer is really going to say when you do a role playing or virtual training scenario. We really like coaching on live customers with real opportunities.
When you are listening back to some of those phone calls, do you find that your employees are generally very receptive to it, or do they find that maybe there is something that they were doing and they didn't even realize it, and they're like, okay, I'm definitely going to implement this going forward?
Yeah, I think once you get the hang of it, it takes training and consistency.
Right.
They find the groove and they get comfortable with the process. And the process is designed to yield appointments.
Right.
And we have proven that as we've gotten better with Phone Ninjas, we've had more and more appointments, and it yielded into more sales and directly onto our showrooms.
So that's something that I wanted to ask you about in terms of an increase in these appointments. Are you able to quantify that in the form of a percentage, just so that we can say like, wow, that's pretty impressive?
Yeah, I would say that our phone percentage to appointments has increased by about 25 to 30% since
Okay.
before we started through our struggles in getting up to scale. And obviously our show ratio has stayed the same, so we're not getting more appointments with less shows, so we're just increasing the appointment percentage and capitalizing on that with a consistent show rate.
How important would you say is hiring and training the right people to be a part of your dealership?
Well, I'd say that's everything. And what I love most about Phone Ninjas as well is we can find a great person that has very little experience. We don't have to have 10 years or 20 years of phone. We rely on the Phone Ninjas process to train the right person. But you can't train the wrong person. So once we find the right person with a great attitude and great work ethic, we put them in front of the Phone Ninjas training. They take to it really quickly, and that's yielded great results for us for a really long time.
So I feel like I already know the answer to this question, but would you in fact recommend Phone Ninjas to another dealer?
Well, of course I would, and I honestly practice what I preach, because every store that we've acquired or purchased along the way, we've put Phone Ninjas in every single one. So it's not just something that I think and talk about, it's something we actually do every day.
And in terms of the way that you do business with Phone Ninjas, how has that changed the things that you do and the way that you in fact do business?
Well, another thing that I really like about Phone Ninjas, it really takes that phone training piece off of us, where if we didn't have a company like Phone Ninjas, we'd have to be monitoring our own calls.
Right.
We'd have to have meetings where we're going over the calls and reviewing them, taking valuable sales managers, general managers' time. And we can really allow Phone Ninjas to be that partner with us.
Right.
So we can get back to doing what we do, is interacting with customers, creating sales processes following up with customers and not worrying about the phone training side of things.
In terms of your advertising, what does a typical advertising month look for you, and how has Phone Ninjas changed the way you allocate those dollars?
Yeah, so we are on a lot of different mediums. So we're on network TV, we're on cable TV, we do a little bit of radio from time to time, we do a lot of digital, and we do a lot of different video techniques. I would say that Phone Ninjas has helped us maximize those dollars. We didn't feel as comfortable spending money driving traffic to the phones before we knew what the outcome of those calls were going to be. So for us now, where we feel comfortable the way the phone's going to be answered, we drive more traffic to our phones than we have in the past, and we feel comfortable spending more dollars. We typically spend between $500 and $600 a car, which is probably much higher than most people, but we've gained great results on them because we know that the traffic that's coming in is being maximized.
You obviously are doing something right. This place has been bustling since we arrived. Is there anything else that you want to add?
No, I would just say that Phone Ninja has been a great partner for us, and anytime we've run into problems, I hear about it from somebody on Phone Ninjas first. Even just a couple weekends ago, we had down phone traffic, and it turned out we were just understaffed. I wouldn't have known about that from any other vendors, and I have other vendors. I heard about it from Phone Ninjas first. We were able to get in front of it and fix that right away. So.
Any other stories like that you've had? Any other experiences where you're like, oh my goodness, I had no idea, but they brought it to your attention?
I would say another story to that is when we first bought these stores, when we were struggling at first. And you know, Phone Ninjas had as much stick-to-itiveness to it as we did. They never gave up and constantly gave us feedback. And we knew we weren't hitting on all cylinders, and we knew we weren't capitalizing on every aspect of what Phone Ninjas had to offer. But we kept at it and kept at it, and the results have proven that we are where we are now because of the partnership that we had through those tough times.
In terms of Phone Ninjas, is Phone Ninjas a product that you, in fact, would recommend to other dealer owners?
Yeah, not only would I have recommended Phone Ninjas to a number of people. They've just been a great partner to us to help us maximize the efficiency we have in our business centers, and it's been a great partner for us.
Well, you're doing wonderful things here, and especially within this community, and I wish you nothing but continued success. So thank you so much for meeting with us today.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your partnership.